So, this is my evaluation, question 3, where I will be discussing what I've learned from my audience feedback. To gather feedback from both my primary and secondary audience, I sat a few people down whom I thought would fit my target audience and showed them my documentary, double page spread and radio advert. Afterwards, I asked them a few questions concerning their thoughts on each. I conducted 2 questionnaires for this question, one for each audience, in order to analyse my products and see how well I did to target them. I then gathered their responses on a software called Google Forms, where I was able to visually see how my audience felt about each product. I got feedback from a total of 5 males and 5 females from my primary audience to ensure I had an equal response from both genders. From my feedback, I can see that I got a lot of positive comments as well as constructive criticism for all 3 products. For example, 100% of our audience felt that they were more educated on the topic of anxiety after watching our documentary, which is good as that's what we stated our aim would be in our proposal, to educate the audience. Therefore, we were successful to achieve what we set out to do. In our proposal, we also stated that documentary would be of a closed narrative with no loose ends. Looking at our feedback, I'd say that we achieved this as 100% of people said that their questions had been answered after watching the documentary. When it came to the radio advert, some said it was intriguing and that they got all the information they needed from it. However, some negative comments were left, such as it felt more like a TV ad and that it was overacted, not that realistic.
I liked it, but there could have been a bit more. It was a little everywhere. But I understood what I had to do at the end.
Overall, I'd say that they were happy with it though, as 70% said it encouraged them to want to watch the documentary, and there were no complaints about the sound quality either. I think I should have done more research and looked at pre-existing radio adverts in order to get mine right and not make it feel like a TV ad. Other than that, I believe the radio ad went extremely well and has successfully targeted my primary audience. When we showed them the double page spread, 70% said that they'd want to see the documentary, and everyone said that they were provided with all the information that they needed. As for the negatives, people didn't like the picture of the model, they didn't like the whole design, and 60% actually found the article to be quite boring.
There's a lot of information on it, which maybe people might not be attracted to reading all of it, but it gives information about anxiety, which is important.
I've learned from this that as a group we should have thought more carefully about the narrative and language used in the article in order to keep our younger audience entertained whilst reading. However, I believe that we did a good job since the majority wanted to go on and watch the documentary. I asked them whether they thought the 3 products linked well together. Only 30% said yes though, which I can see why. Their response included things such as the colours don't match between the documentary and the DPS, and that overall there wasn't a consistent brand or theme, which I agree with. As a group, there should have been more communication as to what the official colour scheme logo would be. In conclusion, I believe there could have been improvements in order to reach the full potential of meeting our primary target audience's expectations, and I think this was down to communication between members of our group. However, overall I'd say they were happy with what we created.